Okay, so 90-degree angle, uniform layering. I'm going to take a section, and this is just how I do it, and obviously working through a haircut, making sure that again my lines are nice and clean, that we're getting plenty of the combing the hair through. I start at the crown. I'm going to take a section that's just big enough to fit into my fingers, no more than an inch deep. Pull it up, not lots of tension on it. I'm going to take quite a lot off because this is obviously a training head. And I'm going to put in my blunt club line. See? Nice, clean, straight line. I separate that. I'm going to come down the centre of the head. And just for very, very early stages, when you're first learning to do this, I would then advise that you put one side of it away and just forget about it. Okay? That will allow you to work on the section that you need to work on. Okay, so can you see? I've now got a guideline. This guideline is what we call a travelling guideline, which means it travels through your haircut. Nice clean sections, an inch section coming right the way down into the nape of the neck. Nice clean, this is where you'll understand the dexterity of your basic sectioning skills. Again, you're going to comb it up, and you're only going to work with enough to work within your fingers. You lift it up, and there, you see, there's your guideline. Okay, remember your tension needs to stay the same throughout your haircut, and you're going to carry on with your blunt line. Take it down, take your next part in, not too much, take some from the front line that you're usually working on. Again, there's your guide. You can follow that down through your haircut. Okay. Bring it out. Again, there's your guide. And down into the guide that you've created with your bottom line. Take your next section, another inch section, keeping it nice and clean. This is why it's much, much easier to work with when it's wet. Take half of the section that you've previously worked with and put that into your new section. Again, be really careful, don't take massive sections because your haircut will be very uneven. Bring it up and look for your guideline. If you lose your guideline, roll your scissors over the top of your hair, and can you see it will pop out and show itself to you. Okay, if you do lose your guideline at any time during your haircut, you go back, you cross check on the opposite, and straight away you pick it up and there's your guide. Okay, same principle, following it down through the base of the hair, following that line through. See it? There's your guide, down into it. Again, guide. Same with this section. Remember at all times that when you're doing this, there's your guide, you see it? Nice clean sections. Okay, I've just lost my guide, so I'm going back. There it is, can you see it? There's my guide. Nice blunt line. And what you'll see in a second when I've done this is that the actual shape of your haircut's changed. So just let me scoot through and do this. If you've got any questions, obviously you can be thinking about them and asking them or writing them down once you've watched it. Obviously the way that I'm working is to be able to show you guys without standing in front of the camera how you do it. I'm hoping that you can see it. Don't over direct it back. Remember that you've got to keep it the strength so that it's all the same length throughout your haircut. Okay, what you learn to do is that we cross check. Okay, so cross checking is where you check on the opposite. So we've done it vertically, so we're now going in diagonally. You should be able to lift it up and hopefully, yes, there's a straight line. Oh, not quite, but none of us are perfect. And that's what you do, that's your cross check, okay? So basically when you run your fingers through there, that's your 5 minutes. I'm going to stop. You can now see what we've created.